Live. How are you? All right, if you're new to Shanda On Demand, I want you to put the word new in the chat. If you are new to Shanda On Demand, I want you to put the word new in the chat. Put the word new in the chat. If you are new to Shanda On Demand, put the word new in the chat. Welcome, my love bugs. I want you to know that we are focused 100% on helping entrepreneurs get to the next level in their business. The next 2 days, we're going to talk about money flow, which is important, right? Are we ready to make some money? Put the word money in the chat if you're ready to make some. Let's turn a bunch of people off that have emotional triggers around money that are watching us online right now. Put the word money in the chat. And all the people who have a judgment on people who want to make some money. By the way, I'm biblical, so I'm not like it's all about money, but nobody said it was all about money. But money has great authority in the universe, right? It has great authority in the universe. It allows you to help a lot of people. Who heard my pocket coaching this morning? Any of you guys put me if you heard our pocket coaching? I love how some of you guys are putting dollar symbols. That's great. Put me in the comment section if you heard my pocket coaching this morning. Okay, so I shared a bit of a personal story, right? And so, you know, at the end of the day, how do I best describe this? Well, let me fast track for a second. Next month, I'm going to focus on something called Runway, which is all about getting urgency in your life. It's all about getting urgency in your life. So do you guys know everybody has a someday goal? Like someday I'll write that book. Someday I'll get married. Someday I'll heal my heart from that bad breakup. Someday I'm gonna run a marathon. How many of you guys want to run a marathon? I kind of want to run a marathon. Is that weird? Like I just like have this weird desire to run a marathon. How sick am I? Like, I don't know why I want to run a marathon. Well, you better watch it, because last time I wanted to do triathlons. I launched something called Hardcore Endurance, and a bunch of us went and we did races together. We actually went to Jesse Itzler's house one year, Sarah Blakely and Jesse Itzler, and a bunch of us went and we actually stayed at their house. Like, I'm all about creating experiences in life. How many of you guys would have loved to have done that? But I would. Right? Like I would, if you would have loved to have gone to Jesse's house and Sarah's house. Yeah, it was super fun. But you know what's wild is that when we did that, I want to say there was like 50 people who came. Isn't that wild? Like how many people missed that opportunity to come, but yet they watched Sarah on the cover of Forbes, or they watched Jesse. He just launched a new, like smoothie thing at Sprouts, right? Like you dump all this stuff in your smoothie, and because he started the all day running club. And so it's like everybody, I really feel that people make money hard, making money hard, creating that money flow hard. When you look at someone like Jesse, you're like, how do you get in that flow? And you get in that flow when you're all about other people. You're in the grind when you're all about, I gotta make it. But when you get in the flow, it's so easy to make money because it comes with contribution. It comes with just going, you know, Penny, you might be like, instead of thinking up a new thing in your world of like helping the animals, or, you know what I mean? Instead of, by the way, Ash told me that did you name a giraffe after Ash or something? Did you do? Am I right on that? You were just I don't know if it was you who did that. Penny, did you do that? I don't know if it was you. You let me know in the chat if you did. I'm just curious. Did you? She's probably gonna say no. I have no idea what you're talking about, Shanda. But anyway, can you write in the chat? Did you, Penny? I don't know if you did or didn't.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I didn't name a giraffe after Ash. I kind of wish I had, but That's okay. I was feeding a giraffe mouth to mouth with a carrot. So maybe get the story got
I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm going to keep going, so I'm going to mute you out. But my point is I just saw you, so it made me think that. But my point is that as you're building your business, you see different things. Like I'm contemplating and flirting with this idea of possibly doing something in network marketing, only because I keep seeing these people that spend 2 years with me and still won't make a decision on what they're launching. And then this morning I was like, oh my gosh, I could put a webinar on why you could create another stream of residual income and get all your monthly I talked about this yesterday, right? You guys who are on, you get all your monthly, like your mortgage or your rent and like all of that stuff, like handled in a residual income, and then keep building your coaching program or keep building your real estate company or keep building, like, cause I can show you how to build that into a funnel in like seconds, right? Like it might take Jonathan and I 2 hours, an hour and a half to come up with an idea that would sell. And then people will just default to a webinar that would enroll them in it. And you don't actually have to do anything. My point is that when you create new things, it really comes from a spark of contribution. Right? Like it really comes from a spark of contribution, because my role, and I want you guys to go in the chat and tell me, where's your sliver, your piece in the pie? What's the thing that you help people with? Go, I help people with, go in the comment section, I help people with. Don't drop links, okay? Because you just look like a smuck when you do that. Don't drop links, right? But go and just share your little sliver in the pie, which is, I help people with, what is it? Right? I want you to go in the chat, and I often do this on Shanda On Demand, because your joint venture partners are watching Shanda On Demand, right? If you're on social media right now, share this live, right? Share this live, right? Because the more people who comment in the chat, the more you can see, oh my gosh, I should be partnered with Esteban, or I should be partnered with Penny, or I should be partnered with Sam, or I should be partnered with Colleen, right? And you see, oh my gosh, so don't just be on Shanda On Demand. I want you to think, right? I want you to look. Like, we are an open marketplace in this world, right? Like, nobody owns our clients, nobody owns your customers. Like, we don't have to be hoarding. The opposite of a money flow is, I need to make it financially. I'm going to contribute and create products and services like Jesse did. He's starting the all-day running club, and now he's created a smoothie thing that you could get. It becomes easy to add on to your brand. So much easier to add on to your brand when it makes sense for your customer. So I want you to write this down right now. I want you to ask yourself, I just had you write in the comment section, you help people with what? Or what do you provide for people? I help people, like, I'm actually wearing Sarah Blakely's Spanx right now, right? I help people with wearing clothes. Sarah Blakely creates clothes or undergarments that make women feel amazing, right? It's like, I put on a pair of Spanx and like, all of a sudden I feel like I'm like 6 pounds lighter, right? Because it sucks everything in, right? And so she helps women with their confidence. She doesn't sell leggings, right? She's selling confidence. You guys get what I'm saying? If you didn't watch Shanda On Demand yesterday, you should, because I talked about people. I would never sell this iPhone. I would never sell my coaching. The money flow is not in the grind. It's not in the grind of you trying to make money. That is all about you. The money flow is in, what is the contribution? What do you help people with, right? I help people find homes. I help people find real estate investments. I help people multiply their money. I help people overcome their trauma. Well, what trauma? Right? You want to be high, you want to tap into emotions. I help people. I have trauma from the fact that my mother never got remarried, right? My father got remarried and divorced again, right? Love my parents, but they kind of royally effed up the relationship game, right? So I'm not a victim to it, but I really had to watch my relationship with men. I had to really watch that. I mean, I had running shoes on all the time. Something's not working out. Oh yeah, I'm out. How many of you guys got running shoes on? I don't mean literally, but in a relationship, you might be in one right now and you're like, I'm contemplating getting out, right? Like, it's like, you got, who are my running shoe people? Put me in the chat. Come on, don't leave us out. I know you're out there. I know you're out there, right? And so, you know, my parents, I have trauma with that. So it's like, I help people overcome their trauma in getting married. You're rich. You're freaking rich if you niched out your trauma to that. I help people. And why are you rich? I want to go back to that for a second. You're rich because you're so valuable. See, we got to stop being watered down in this world, y'all. That's why I bring up some of my value systems. I know they trigger and then they also attract, right? They trigger, they repel, and they attract. That's good marketing. It's also good identity, right? Like the higher our self-worth goes, the better things work. So if you want money flow, I'm going to invite you to really look at how you're speaking about what you help people with or what you provide for people. And right now, I want you to write homework question number 1 is, how do I get even more specific? Okay, now this is going to take courage, because the average thinking is let me cast a big net. And I'm saying, like, whether if I'm in a coaching industry, I specialize in helping people with monthly cash flow. That is my super niche, right? That's why I focus on helping you find lead gen first. And then I focus on asking that lead gen what they want. Notice I'm still not asking you what you want to provide, right? Then after I know what your list wants, then it's, how do I take your skills or whatever it is you're already selling and make it more specific to help people with what they want. I'm going to give you a quick story. Have any of you guys ever been in a relationship, you might be in one now, that you are with somebody, or maybe you hear yourself, if you're really, really aware, right? This could be a mic drop moment where it's like, this is what I need. I need you to come beside me and work in the company. I need you to rub my feet every night. I need you to, have sex 7 days a week. I need you. It's like, I need you to do this to make me happy. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? Yes? Yes? Do you guys understand what I'm saying here? So that mentality is how many people are running their businesses. I need to feel passionate about this. I need to do this. I feel like I don't want, like the Bring a Friend contest we're running next week on Monday. Any of you, I know VIP, you guys are involved. I'm doing something called a BAF contest. You can actually go to bafcontest.com if you want to join us. And for 4 weeks, I'm running with a bunch of people and giving wild prizes for entrepreneurs, like hooking them up. You bring your friends and family and your list and anybody you know to Zone Event, and you get a discounted ticket on a tracking link for you. And based on your performance each week, I give weekly prizes of trips, cash, $20,000, me coaching you for an entire year for free, our team building out your funnels. Doesn't matter if you're in real estate, network marketing, coaching, teaching, we build out a funnel, we will work with you until the funnel works, right? That's an $80,000 value, okay? And who knows whatever else I pour in over the 4 weeks for weekly prizes, because I'm addicted to helping hook people up. That's bafcontest.com. Let me tell you something about bafcontest.com. A month ago, I said, I'm not feeling it. I don't want to do it. Like, I know that's a bad attitude. It's like, I don't want to do it. And so I share this with you in a transparent way, because I know it. And first of all, I also want to share something with you that I'm proud of. I don't remember the last time I ever said in my business, I don't want to do it. Because I've conditioned myself, like, to look at like your comments and what you're saying, right? And I create my content, I create my offers, I create my bonuses for my offers, all based on you. And so that fires me up. And it's been 3.5 years since we ran a BAF contest because the world shut down. And we only do it once a year for Zone Event, which we haven't been able, it's a mega event. There's thousands of people coming to it, right? And it's a mega event. So it took me 2 years to find a hotel. It's been tough. It's been tough. So now I'm excited we have a hotel, and I was like, I'm not feeling it. Some of you guys are running your businesses like that, and it's the reason why you haven't made a decision. Who am I talking to right now? You haven't made a decision maybe on what you should offer. You haven't made a decision on what you should price it at. You haven't made a decision on when you're going to launch something. right? You haven't made a decision on if you're going to build a sales team or not. If you were to take me back to the beginning of my business, I would build a sales team within 4 months. Well, but you wouldn't be ready, Shanda. Why would you ever build your business at the level you're ready? That is counterintuitive. That's called comfort, not growth. Growth is, you're never ready for growth, y'all. I know you might think I'm ready to change. Yeah. No, you just got nothing else going on now. And so you got some space to change. You want to get proactive on your life, which means you're in the growth mode, which means you never feel ready. So I would build a sales team within 4 months of opening up. If I sold real estate again, I would build a sales team within 4 months. I did over $170 million in real estate in under 2 years, sales. 140,000 of that, or no, 130,000 of that was direct with me. Okay, in under 2 years. I don't say that to brag or boast. I just spent an entire year growing this business with that plastered on my wall to remind myself that that was not luck. You know what I mean? Like I didn't get lucky. I focused on one thing and I went deep, and my main focus was to hook up the owners of my real estate company. That's why I did it. If I would have come from the heart of I'm going to get rich in real estate, I'm going to tell you, I couldn't speak. I was shy. I didn't know anything about marketing. I still don't know how to write a real estate contract, right? I failed the real estate test 2 or 3 times. The dude told me to change one of my multiple choice on my real estate test so I would pass, because he felt so bad for me because I was back again. Okay, and so this is all true. This is all part of Shanda Sumter's story, right? And so I don't know how to write a real estate contract. I could never have created what I created in my hardcore business coaching company, in my hardcore works artificial, my AI company. We have a repurposing division, a repurposing company that can 100% make you omnipresent everywhere, change your life, right? I share that with you because when you look at that, it's like I could never start. None of these things got started because I wanted to run a coaching company or because if I do network marketing, I promise you, it's not because I want to do network marketing. There's nothing in me, to be really honest, that wants to do anything else, right? Like I didn't want to run BAF. Okay, what are you hearing me say right now? And what needs to shift in you? What needs to shift in you? Put out yourself, put it in the comment section. What needs to shift in you? Because put it in the comment section. If I buy into any of those thoughts, which are connected with deep emotion, there is no way that I would have built Shanda Sumter to who I am today. And honestly, I feel like I just got my leadership. Like I feel like I'm just mature enough to actually create my best legacy work now. Anybody else feel that way? Right? Like who feels mature right now? Like you feel mature enough to lead it. You're like your mind's right, your emotions, you can regulate your emotions, like your heart's right, your work ethic's right. Like you're like, I'm ready to go. Who's mature enough to be ready to go? Right? Put mature in the chat. So it's powerful isn't it powerful to live in that spot? It's like, let's not forget this moment. Right? Because it's a powerful place to live. And then when we leave this moment, we're going to get into growth. When we get into growth, that's where the money flow comes from. And so as we get into growth, it's uncomfortable, but I actually am so comfortable in uncomfortable. Any of you guys put me, if you're actually quite comfortable in uncomfortable, put me. Okay. So you guys who just put me, you're ready for $1 million year, $1 million month, or $1 million weekend. I guarantee you, I'm going to go back to the someday goal. What is your someday goal? Someday I want to do X. What is that? Put an X and then put what it is. That's how I'll be able to see it in the comments. Put an X, that's like your someday goal. X marks the spot. When I do that someday, what would that be? Put an X and put what that is, please, in the comment section right now. I really go back and read this stuff. Okay, it's how I know what's going on with you. Don't just put an X. Put an X. I'm gonna become a Wall Street Journal blogger. I don't know, right? X. I'm gonna get married and have 6 kids. I don't know, right? Like X. I'm gonna have $1 million month. X, I'm going to be number one in my network marketing company. I'm going to be the number one revenue generator in my network marketing company. X, I'm gonna lead the like a Forbes level top performing company or culture team or whatever, right? What is it? X, what is it? Okay, so now read the chats, you guys. I'm taking my family on a yearly vacation. $1 million volume in my company. I'll give $1 million a month to a ministry. Ah, so good. I love that stuff, right? So X, $1 million business. X, going to buy that house on the beach. Candy, I did that. You know how I did that? I was scared out of my mind. I bought a slumlord property and I tore it down. And this is why I think marriage is really important, because I don't think I would have done it as a single woman. I just don't think I would have. My husband is very, very risky. He's actually way more risky than me. And we bought a slumlord property, we tore it down, and I had no idea when you get a construction loan, it takes out your mortgage. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that. So we got a construction loan. So we bought the property for 1.7 million, which was already a OMG for me at the time. And then we got a construction loan, tore down the property. Now, the construction loan takes out the main mortgage because they don't want to sit in second place. So they take out the mortgage, and then you now have a construction loan. So now when they're building it, building your property, your monthlies are super low. I just gave you $1 million entry point right there, right? It's like, because now you don't start to have big payments until the last couple months, the last 2-3 months before your house is ready. And then depending on, I wouldn't say time a market, because I don't think that's smart, but depending on if you bought a property next year that was a slumlord property, probably a pretty good price, what if you did it even seller finance, right? There's so many interesting things that you could do. Rip down a property, build it and sell it, take the profits off the top, and then buy your dream home, right? I always look for wow property homes. So it's got to have a wow factor. I don't want a regular factor, because now I can't move it as fast. Wow factor properties move faster in good or bad markets. You guys see what I'm saying? Okay, so money flow is in what I just did. You look for the opportunity to say yes. I want y'all to put the word yes in the chat. And I want to give you a challenge. And the challenge for yourself is between now and the end of the month, which is less than 2 weeks. I want you to become a yes person, not a yes person to your someday goal. Okay, so I want to see what you could do in the next 2 weeks if you took your someday goal and you started to work on it now. Okay, so some of you guys said, I want to give $1 million a month to charity or ministry. Okay, what would you do today? Well, I would say you need to start committing some of your cash to a ministry right now, today. Make that move. Some of you guys said, I want to take my family on a 5-star vacation. Go to bafcontest.com. I got those prizes in there. I'll pay for a great vacation for you and your family to go somewhere. I'll give you a 5-star. You want a 5-star? I'll give you a 5-star. I'll give you a 5-star on me. Go play the bafcontest.com. That could be, my point is this stuff could be here right now, but you miss it because you still think that in isolation, you get freedom. And I'm telling you, something Mary Morrissey said years ago, she said, everybody's looking for their someday. She doesn't use the word someday, but they're all looking for their freedom out here. But the truth is your freedom is in expanding what you already have right here. Do you guys get that? How does somebody on food stamps hire me and become $140,000 a year business in her first year? That's not an income claim, by the way. When I got people who are fine financially, who can't crack $100,000 in a year, when I have somebody on food stamps who cannot afford me, do $140,000 in her first year coaching. How does that happen? Being in the flow. And I mean the money flow, which is in the heart of contribution. You will always see a way to make money. So I'm going to encourage you today to write down, number one, how can I say yes to my someday goal right now? If you don't know what your someday goal is, you need to write it down. You need to ask yourself, What would I do? What would I do someday? What would I do if all the stars lined up for me? What would I do? And for me, I would write books, which is surprising to me because I don't see myself as a writer. And I would do this. I would run a audio book club where every month I was helping you become a better human being, both in your personal life and in your business life, right? I would do this. If you could take every meeting off my books, except for a creative meeting, and I could just do events all the time. People will be like, aren't you exhausted after doing so many events? No, I'm not. I sincerely love working with business owners. I love working with driven, ambitious people. I cannot think about anything else I would rather do right now with you instead, like, other than be in a room at Zone Event, honestly. Like being in a room with you, my husband hates it because, doesn't hate being in a room, but he hates it because he has to have security around me all the time because I'm in the audience constantly running plans on easels. And because I know that if I see you, right? I know if I see you, Michael, I know if I see you, Simon, I know if I see you, Melissa, I know that if I see you at an easel, that the minute you start talking to me, I'm going to ask you, what is that goal someday if you created it? And I know I can convince you to the level that every chain on your mind and your heart that is stopping you or telling you that not now, I know I can speak into you. And for those chains to break, I know it. I've done it so many times that the closer I get with you, the closer I get with you on an easel or in a room. Do you guys understand something transpires in a room that doesn't transpire over line? Right? Like over digital, over Zoom, over social lives, like something changes in a room. There is an energy in a room that breaks. And the thing that I am good at is working with you to break those so that you create that result now. Now, why is that important? Urgency. You don't get your life back. You don't get your life back. I'm looking at my son and I'm like, he's 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I got about 10 to 11 summers with him before he flies the coop. I got 10 to 11 Thanksgivings with him before he flies the coop. I got 10 to 11 Christmases with him. Hopefully I have more, but who knows when he's gonna meet and marry his wife, right? Like I got, and yes, I said wife, and I'm not going to apologize for that, right? And now in a world that they're trying to tell us we can't put in a gender on our child when they're born. Are you effing kidding me? Like God did not make a mistake when he made any of us, right? So why can I be bold like that? Because I'm not afraid of being hated. I'm not going to apologize for my beliefs. I don't recommend you do. I recommend you get very specific about who you're helping and speak into it. I recommend you stop being afraid and silencing your voice, because if you do that, I will guarantee you, you will struggle financially for your entire life. You guys who are afraid or say that your value system does not belong out in the open and that it's only to belong behind closed doors, you don't understand money or marketing. And I want to get through to you right now that I don't judge you for what you believe. I don't judge you for that at all. My role is to tell you, if you don't speak that out into the world and you're afraid in a room, that you are not getting your people attracted to you, right? Your people don't know how to find you. Like I'm the woman who reads scripture, and yes, I coach psychics, and I love them because I look at them, I'm like, you're playing in the second heaven, sweetheart, which means I can tell you you're playing with demons and angels. Let me show you how I can tell you exactly what's going on in your life, right? It's a roller coaster. You guys playing with tarot cards, same stuff. I'm not going to hide that. And then I always say to the psychics and the tarot cards and the shamans, I can't tell you how many shamans have tried to get me to become a shaman, right? It's like, I'm like, listen, you either enroll me that I should be going to your shaman ceremony, or I'm going to enroll you that you got some prophetic skills that if you actually worked for God. And they're like, but I do work for God. I'm like, I can have a debate and not hate you and you don't have to hate me. Do you guys like that world? It's called, there's some uniqueness in that, right? There's some interesting conversation. If you value intellect or value conversation, then you value that. But you know who doesn't like that? People who are scared and offended. People who are riddled by fear. Why? Because there's a stronghold on their life, and that's spiritual warfare. So the only reason why I bring all this stuff up is because I want you to do it your way, because it's how your people find you. And I cannot help you make money by teaching you how to develop a funnel, because what you put in that funnel is your character. What you put in that funnel are stories that articulate your value system. And so like if you're a psychic or a shaman, you're going to be talking about the universe, right? You're going to be bringing that in. And if you don't bring that in, you're not going to pull your people, right? If I don't bring in what I bring in, I don't pull my people. So I want to be very clear. I want to be very, very clear. I coach people who are gay, transgender, Jewish, Catholic, psychic, Christian. They are all welcome in my community. Everybody's welcome. My job is not to tell you what to believe. My job is to tell you to believe bolder. My job is to tell you to get more urgent. My job is to show you how to make money. My job is to show you how to find your people. And my job is to create a culture that we all have a voice, that we can speak, and we're polite and respectful to each other. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? That's what my job is. What's yours? What's yours? And what can you do today to activate your money flow, where you go out there and you speak your value systems? Because I'm going to tell you, sales get really easy when you speak your value systems. How many of you guys know if I made an offer right now that you would work with me, right? Put the word work. Put the word work. How many of you guys know that if I made an offer right now, which I don't have one, but if I had an offer right now that you would work with me? Put the word work. Now I want you to go look in the comment section. Did I turn people on or did I turn people off? I did both. I absolutely did both, right? The offended, judgmental Christian doesn't belong in my community. The offended, judgmental, new age person that's going to judge somebody because they're in the Bible, you don't belong in my community, right? But the person that says, I love having these conversations, you belong in our community. And we're the best that I see in the marketplace at helping people create cash flow in their business, because we literally help you create permission for yourself, and we give you the tangible skills to be able to create the result that you want. So last week I talked about, before you make an offer, you got to have a comparable. I did comparables all the way through this Shanda On Demand. I polarized without intentionally offending people, because I am not a disruptor. I actually really love peace. I really love interesting conversations. I really love peace, but I have to create those comparables to be able to open up space to make an offer for people to come work with us. You have to do the same thing. So here's my coaching for you now. Your homework is, between now and tomorrow, for everybody to go out there, and I want you to think about, who are you? How do you take what it is that you do and give it some more specifics? Right? So yesterday I shared network marketing, because I see people in doTERRA, Young Living, Savvy, Prove It, Isogenics, or coaching trauma, or selling real estate. And it's also general. Nobody really knows what you stand for. And so you're mute, right? You struggle, you work way too hard to get a sale, right? And a sale is connected to contribution, is connected with value systems. And so you have to know the comparable. The comparable comes down to your value system. So I want you to develop a storyline today, where it could be a sentence like I wish I had a link to that training that I did last week, because I can't remember if it was Thursday or Wednesday last week that I did on Shanda. Really, you guys should be watching Shanda On Demand, honestly, Monday through Friday. I go dark next week because I have flex week. I don't work next week. And so I go dark. But the first 3 weeks of every month, really, truly, we provide the most tangible content to build a business, whatever business that is, online that I've seen. right? We don't leave anything out. We truly, if you want extra accountability, that's when you come join us in our Mentor Me Live program. So put MML if you want to speak to a coach about Mentor Me Live, put MML. So if you want accountability, that's where you go in Mentor Me Live. Put MML if you want us to talk to you about our Mentor Me Live program, okay? And you guys on Zoom, I'm gonna move to VIP with you guys in a second, okay? You gotta create a comparable, which is, what's an easier way, because I gotta shut down this live now. Okay, I'm gonna shift your homework with money flow, okay? I'm gonna shift your homework because it's gonna take me another 15 minutes to retrain this. And I trained it on Shanda On Demand last week, and it's how to create a comparable before you make an offer. I'm gonna challenge you to go online and think about how do you be more specific in your industry? So like if you help people with meditation, can you attach it to using meditation to get a good night's sleep, right? Can you attach it to something really tangible? And then I want you to go to ChatGPT, which is AI, or Jasper, or any of the AI systems. And I want you to write and ask it to write you a headline for whatever the specific you just said. So on ChatGPT, write me a headline, a direct response headline. Write me a direct response headline for this, and then put a comma and write, you know, I help people, and this is your industry, like I help people get a better night's sleep with meditation, or how to get a better night's sleep with meditation, or 20 minutes a day to get a flat stomach, right? Here's my best advice on how to make money with network marketing. Here's my best advice if you don't know, if you have no idea what product to sell, but you know you want to be rich. I would sell network marketing product for that, right? How to go from slow to fast in your running, right? And then you ask ChatGPT to write you a headline on it. Then I'm going to encourage you to go deliver that on social media, even if you have 2 people. If you have an email list, I'm going to encourage you to write an email. Okay? And I'm going to encourage you, if you have an email list, this is why email, like my clients, and I am so blessed in Mentor Me Live, you guys, because I'm going to tell you my biggest asset. I mean, I can go get a 6-figure, multiple 6-figure book deal because I have a lot of people on my email list. It has nothing to do with my social media. You all need to build an email list. It is so important. I cannot tell you, right? So if you do have an email list, I want you to do this through email, and then I want you to send it out 3 times throughout the day. If you're on email, I want you to do a click here and let's talk. And I want everybody to infuse a story. This is where your boldness comes in. You can't go big if you can't go bold. You must ruffle some feathers. And if you're honest, I don't mean intentionally. I just mean, if you're honest, you are going to have people who disagree with you. Okay, that's what creates the marketing to money. The marketing to money is actually when you have people disagree with you. Maybe parents disagree with you. So don't try and be liked by your whole audience, right? So I want you to go out there and deliver something, an email, a Facebook Live, an Instagram Live, even if you have never done it before. My challenge, you want to make money, you got to take the coaching, right? So I want you to go out and even do it messy, do it scared, whatever. I want you to go out there and I want you to deliver a tangible result to people, right? Somebody's looking for real estate. What's your advice, right? Deliver a tangible result somehow in your advice. And then what I would like you to do is to ask yourself, what is a story you can add with that you can tell in about a paragraph and a half if you're writing it, or within 2 minutes or less if you're speaking it. 2 minutes or less if you're speaking it, writing it a paragraph or a paragraph and a half. I know, I'm sorry, I'm not the Facebook Live or Instagram Live, or I'm not the person that just makes you feel good. Let's move the dial today, okay? And I want you to share a story that articulates your value system. You got it? And not be afraid. Then I'll see you tomorrow on Shanda On Demand at 9 a.m. California time, 12 noon Eastern. All right, you guys, go after it. Good luck. Good luck. I hope you pick up a customer, client, or sale. All right. And so VIP, I'm going to be with you right now. All right, you can shut off the, oh, perfect. Hi, you guys. You guys doing good?